So in this episode, I am really sharing with you how it's hard to parenting single. It's fun, absolutely fun, but there are a few things that absolutely make it really difficult, At the same time, fun. So it's both good and bad at some nights, So here are a few things that I've learned. Had to have a break. In other words, like you constantly doing things, you wake up in the morning, you take the kids to school or to daycare. By the time you come back, you do your laundry, you do all the things you need to do, By the time you wake up or look up, it's time to pick them up. And then you go pick them up and then you have to prepare dinner, you have to do homework, and then you put them to bed. Now, it's about 9:30. Well, then for us who have teens who stay up even late. So by the time you realize, you're like, well, I got 4 hours of sleep. That's all I got. So sometimes, yes, it is difficult to find a break. The other part is lonely. Yes, it can be really lonely. Yes, I have 5 kids, so it's a busy day, it's a busy life, it's a busy everything. But I'm the only adult. The rest are just kids. So it's a world that no one can understand and can feel lonely. There's so many things I don't get ready to do because I got to be my kid. Sometimes I can't even watch what I like to watch because my teens, my little ones are watching Disney and anything else. Not their fault, it's what they should do. But it's a lonely world sometimes. I would say most of the time that you don't have someone to bounce on questions. Sometimes you don't have someone to say, hey, you take care of this, I'm gonna take a break, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna take a nap. No, there's not. So it can truly be lonely. For me, it works better for me because I'm more of an introvert. I've never worked in an office. I've always worked from home by myself. Quite easy. I also grew up by myself. Most of the time as a street kid, I was just me. So I work well alone. Or sometimes not understood. Yes, this is an issue that sometimes for us single people don't understand us. Here's what. You make a phone call inviting us to come and do something, but we can't find a babysitter, or our kids are not feeling well, so I cannot delegate. So I don't show up. Next month you say, hey, there's a get together, we wanna have a drink. Would you like to come? You say, absolutely. Last minute, well, something goes on with your kid and you don't go. And sometimes people feel like I invite you all the time, but you never show up. Well, because if you are married and you have someone who can help you, it's easy to misunderstand a single parent because we don't have the luxury of someone else doing something for us or standing in our gap. Sometimes I even do appointment with my babysitter. The last hour before she arrives, like, hey, something came up, or I'm not feeling well, and I don't want to bring diseases to your kids. What? I've been planning this for 7 months. Here's what I would say to a single person. You're inviting, not showing up, keep on inviting. And here's what is easy for me, what you can do for me. Instead of inviting me, say, hey, can I come to your house? I'm gonna bring a pizza. We're gonna put the kids to watch the TV, and you and I are gonna sit in the back and then chat. That works for me because I am there to be there with my kids and help. But 2, you came my way. So those are ways you can help us. Truly, come alongside and we'll show you. So it's not like we don't want to be part of what's happening. We want to so badly. But most time we are misunderstood. Carrying the burden alone. Yes, most time we carry the burdens by ourselves. So when you don't have someone else to, for example, you have a teenager not doing well, mentally, that's a burden that you have to carry yourself. Or you have sick kids. No one, you can't say, hey, can you chip in, take my care? I can't do it today. No, you take care of that. For me as a foster parent, not only am I fostering the kids, but I have to foster their parents. And what comes in between? Think about this way. If a mom, it's a visitation day, but your kid has been really excited to meet mom, but yet mom doesn't show up. You show up and they're like, oh, not here. Well, one, I need an answer from mom to tell me, why didn't you show up? What happened? Because I want to explain to the child, hey, this is what happened. That I'm not lying, but also time I'm holding accountable to the mom who didn't show up. Why didn't you show up? And sometimes I have to make that phone call when the child is looking at me or listening, because I want them to hear it from the horse's mouth. So not only are you, carrying the burden by yourself, but two, there's so many, a lot of people that you have to deal with. Social workers, you need someone or something, and someone needs to sign off, but no one's answering your phone call. Not because they don't want to. Well, they have other million things they have to do. So yes, sometimes it can be really exhausting, and hence carrying on burdens, alone. Just too many. But you learn how to do it. You learn how to say, okay, today I can fight this battle. Tomorrow, hey, I don't know. It can be exhausting at the same time, Yes, think about, I woke up this morning, my daughter needed to go somewhere. So from the get-go, I could not just even have a coffee. I had to just go, And sometimes you get exhausted, and then you add on exhaustion, by the end of the week. Yes, it can take a toll on you. So absolutely, it can be exhausting, And for me, was a 2-year-old, 2.5, boy, I've had terrible twos. They are true. Terrible twos are really, 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 really bad. And they can be exhausting because they just can't, not their fault. They kill you with 2 years, they want to learn and grow. But that can be really tough, taking care of the little one and then the rest of the kids. So it can truly be exhausting in every way, shape, form, Emotionally, it can be really difficult. Juggling all things can truly be emotional. Again, the truth is our kids go through trauma, and sometimes it's something that happens over and over and over and over. And sometimes it takes our emotional, even when we understand, or we know how our kids react, or we know when they react. We all know that. We've seen it 100 times, 1,000 times. But still, it can be emotional, exhausting. How do we deal with it? We learn to also go to see the therapist too. For me, it's helpful. I go therapists where my kids go to, because I want to help them, but also want to learn how best I can. But also I need help as well. So therapist is important, that I get to have that as well. And that truly helps me as well. The other part, as solo parents, we parent our kids, we want them to have a future. Like right now I have teens. Not only are they teens, but they need to be guided. They need to be shown. That means driver's license, driving tests, application, all that. I still have to remind them, hey, you need to do this. So not only am I present, but also I have to think for the future for my kid. And that's just you. So whatever you do today, somehow it's gonna affect your child 7 months from now, a year from now, who knows, 10 years from now. So there's lots of those that we have to get to do that are in the future, but we really get to help. We have kids who have trauma when they're little. That trauma changes every time they meet a milestone. In other words, what affected them at 7, when they turn 10, it's a whole different way. When they turn teenagers, it's a different trauma. So we are constantly evolving and constantly learning, and we have to do it all by ourselves. So that can be a toll in itself, but we love doing it. I'm not saying I'm complaining, but I'm just being truthful. The ups and downs, the challenges are what we're talking about of solo parenting. It is something, but we do our best to make sure that we're there for kids, but also it's the choice we chose. Like I chose to be a solo dad. I didn't just wake up and say, I'm gonna be a parent. So one day, no, I knew this was my journey. And I knew I would have to do it alone or always do it alone. And that's really been helpful to know. I sign up for something I love. It's hard, absolutely, but it's worth it. And it's really been a joy. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you, our village.
When I was a kid, I didn't have a place to call home. And so that's what we're trying to do here, is promote those room makeovers and such to help kids find a forever home.
Absolutely. We want to do room makeovers for mostly teens and foster parents. And here's how you can help you. You can donate by clicking the link in the bio, so we can do more room makeovers for teens so they feel they are heard, seen, and known. We cannot do it alone. With your help, we will truly help as many teens as we can.
Yep.